around through uncommon conversations. Politics, religion, finances, all the topics your grandmother told you not to discuss with friends. And now, your host, Matthew Dowling, and today's guests on Commonalities.
Hey, thanks for joining us on this holiday edition of Commonalities. With me are some fantastic guests here in the local area. From the Fayette Chamber of Commerce, I have Muriel, Kathi, and Morgan. If you don't know about the Fayette Chamber of Commerce, you should learn about them because it's a great organization. But I'm going to let them tell you a little bit more about who the Fayette Chamber of Commerce is and what businesses make up their organization.
Well, first of all, Matt, thank you for inviting us to be a part of the program. You've been a part of the Chamber and worked with us for so many years. It just feels like family talking to family, which is nice. So what is the Fayette Chamber? We are a business advocacy organization, advocacy and marketing. So we've been here in the area in Fayette County since the early 1900s, originally established as a downtown business district or a downtown marketing organization. Grew to be Uniontown, and then beyond that grew to represent businesses all over Fayette County in 2001. So we've been around for a long time.
Now, how does the general public learn about the programs of the Fayette Chamber of Commerce and their membership?
So we do a lot of work out in the public, but we do most of our work really focused on our business community. So we have about 600 members, business members of the Fayette Chamber, and the work that we do becomes visible to the public through the work that we do for our business community. So we help our businesses market. So we do marketing for them. We create events. We do publicity. And through that work, the public sees a stronger and more vital business community. We also do advocacy for our business community, and that is working with different levels of governmental organizations to make sure that the business community has what they need in order to be successful, whether that is in terms of workforce or dollars or participation. The work that we do becomes visible by making our business community very strong.
Now, before we get too far, I want to kind of introduce you as individuals. I know I said your names at the top of the program. Muriel, you're the executive director, so you kind of steer the ship there. Kathi, why don't you tell us your title and what you do, and Morgan as well.
So I am the coordinator of the Fayette Business Education Partnership, which is the workforce arm of the Fayette Chamber through the Redstone Foundation. And I also do some membership services stuff as well.
And Morgan, how about you?
I am the finance coordinator, so I take care of both the Chamber and the Redstone Foundation.
And all of us.
And all of us, yes.
Now, you guys also have a new service that you're doing at the Chamber of Commerce. I know I've seen people coming in to get their pictures and so forth taken for background checks. And if I pronounce the name of the company that you work with, I would mispronounce it. It's Indiegogo.
Okay, you're close. Morgan, do you want to talk a little bit about it?
So we do fingerprinting, and we do passport photos as well. We work with Identigo and Idemia. We do a lot of fingerprints during the week. We can do up to 32 appointments a day. That's a lot of fingers.
So in addition to all of your regular duties that each of you have, I know that you have to take care of those walk-ins that are coming in for fingerprinting. And then another important thing that happens at your office is, people that come in as tourists to the area. I know you work with the Laurel Highlands Visitor Bureau, and you have racks with tourist information, but you're always a welcoming presence here in the community to tell people where they can go or what they can do.
Yeah, so the tourism industry is absolutely vital to our economy in Fayette County. And so we act as a visitor center, which means we carry visitor information for the entire county. Go Laurel Highlands, or the Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau, is a strong partner of ours. And it's in all of our best interest, especially our business community, to keep that tourism industry really growing and prospering. And I have to say that Fayette County is one of the leading counties in this part of the United States, because we have 4-season tourism and we have the outdoor recreation that people want right now after the pandemic.
Yeah, hikeable summers and skiable winters.
Absolutely.
And you can't go wrong with the great Allegheny Passage that goes right through Fayette County here. Hey, ladies, we have to get our first break in, but we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
You're listening to Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations. We'll be back after this brief break to recognize our sponsors.
Founded in 1991, Bright Stripe has succeeded on the premises of quality work, done right at an affordable cost. At Bright Stripe, personal service has always been a must. We strive to be the premier asphalt sealing and striping company in the region. Matt George, the owner of Bright Stripe LLC, brings experience from his construction and maintenance company, Mountain Creek Construction and Maintenance. Matt has provided excellent customer service to many happy businesses and homeowners. Bright Stripe is the premier provider of seal coating, or pavement sealing, the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements to provide a layer of protection from the elements, water, oils, and UV damage. They also specialize in driveway and parking lot crack sealing. Crack sealing is the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements. Bright Stripe also abides by all safety laws and standards in line striping and layout. For a no-obligation estimate, contact Bright Stripe at 724-437-6090.
Is your business using analog strategies in a digital marketing world? If so, then contact Matthew or Rebecca Dowling at Coordinated 360 for a professional consultation, where we bring in-depth knowledge and functional expertise with a holistic perspective. Coordinated 360 provides digital marketing, paid ad and media buying services, web design, social media management, video production, and more for businesses, organizations, and political campaigns. With decades of experience, Matt and Becky at Coordinated 360 can help you craft your unique message and share it with the world. For a no-risk media evaluation and recommendations, call 724-320-2212 or visit us online at www.coordinated360.com. Find us also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or email info@coordinated360.com.
When it comes to buying a home, what you see isn't exactly what you get. That's why home buyers should call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108. You'll see colorful flowers, freshly painted walls, granite countertops, gleaming hardwood floors, and other touches. What you can't see is the cracks, ancient plumbing, dangerous wiring, or broken appliances that might be revealed when you hire a home inspector. And when it comes to home inspectors, knowing yours has the qualifications and experience needed should be your number one concern. Dave Dowling with Grandview Inspections is an architectural engineer with over 30 years of commercial construction experience and hundreds of inspections under his belt. A home inspection is an opportunity for you to hire an expert to walk through the home and prepare a report outlining the home's major components, what needs immediate attention, and what will require maintenance after you move in. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so make sure your investment is everything you hoped it to be. Call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108.
Are you enjoying the program you're listening to? Support Commonalities and help keep us on the air by making a donation of $5, $10, or $25, or any amount you feel comfortable sharing online at donate.commonalities.online. Again, that is donate.commonalities.online on the World Wide Web. Buy our host a cup of coffee or help pay for airtime at donate.commonalities.online.
It happened one day near December's end. 2 neighbors called on an old friend, and they found his shop so meager and lean, made gay with 1,000 bows of green. And Conrad was sitting with a face ashine, when he suddenly stopped as he stitched a twine. And he said, "Old friends, at dawn today, when the cock was crowing the night away, the Lord appeared in a dream to me and said, 'I'm coming your guest to be.' So I've been busy with feet astir, strewing my shop with branches of fern. The table is spread and the kettle is shined, and over the rafters the holly is twined. Now I'll wait for my Lord to appear, and listen closely so I will hear his step as he nears my humble place, and I'll open the door and look on his face." So his friends went home and left Conrad alone, for this was the happiest day he had known. For long since his family had passed away, and Conrad had spent many a sad Christmas day. But he knew with the Lord as his Christmas guest, this Christmas would be the dearest and best. So he listened with only joy in his heart, and with every sound he would rise with a start, and look for the Lord to be at his door, like the vision he had had a few hours before. So he ran to the window after hearing a sound, but all he could see on the snow-covered ground was a shabby beggar whose shoes were worn, and all of his clothes were ragged and worn. But Conrad was touched, and he went to the door, and he said, "You know your feet must be frozen and sore. I have some shoes in my shop for you, and a coat that will keep you warmer too." So with a grateful heart the man went away. But Conrad noticed the time of day, and wondered what made the Lord so late, and how much longer he'd have to wait. When he heard a knock, he ran to the door, but it was only a stranger once more, a bent old lady with a shawl of black, with a bundle of kindling piled on her back. She asked only for a place to rest, but that was reserved for Conrad's great guest. But her voice seemed to plead, "Don't send me away, let me rest for a while on Christmas Day." So Conrad brewed her a steaming cup, and told her to sit at the table and sup. But after she left, he was filled with dismay, for he saw that the hours were slipping away, and the Lord hadn't come as he said he would. Then Conrad felt sure he had misunderstood. When out of the stillness he heard a cry, "Please help me and tell me, where am I?" So again he opened his friendly door, and stood disappointed as twice before. It was only a child who'd wandered away, and was lost from her family on Christmas Day. Again Conrad's heart was heavy and sad, but he knew he should make the little girl glad. So he called her in, and he wiped her tears, and quieted all her childish fears. Then he led her back to her home once more, but as he entered his own darkened door, he knew the Lord was not coming today, for the hours of Christmas had passed away. So he went to his room and knelt down to pray, and he said, "Dear Lord, why did you delay? What kept you from coming to call on me? For I wanted so much your face to see." When soft in the silence a voice he heard, "Lift up your head, for I kept my word. 3 times my shadow crossed your floor, and 3 times I came to your lonely door. I was the beggar with bruised cold feet, and I was the woman you gave something to eat. I was the child on the homeless street. 3 times I knocked, and 3 times I came in, and each time I found the warmth of a friend. Of all the gifts, love is the best, and I was honored to be your Christmas guest."
You're listening to Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations.
Hey, thanks for sticking with us here on 590 WMBS 101.1 FM. You're listening to Commonalities. I'm your host, Matt Dowling, alongside the young ladies from the Fayette Chamber of Commerce, Muriel, Kathi, and Morgan. Ladies, is your Christmas shopping done? I know we have just a couple days left.
No, not quite. Close.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, because as the Chamber of Commerce with 600 business members, you have some local businesses that may be valuable in this crunch time to my listeners, where those last minute holiday purchases can be made. Kathi, why don't you tell me some of those businesses that might appeal to our listening audience?
So I'm really big on buying local. Even before I started working in the chamber, one of the things I like to do for my Christmas presents was support local and buy stuff locally. So I actually did, and these ladies will find out tomorrow what their Christmas presents are. But I did actually go local with the Uniontown Art Club, who is a very strong member of ours. And they have amazing presents and gifts for anyone. So I would definitely check out the art club. So Special is another one for those quilters on your list, which that's my mom. So I need to go get her a gift certificate from there. So we have all kinds of different stuff. Paps Pickers, located on 119 in Connellsville. They are an antique shop that has all kinds of obscure, unique, antique-y stuff that you can find.
Cool vintage stuff. Yes. That's like my territory.
Yes. Also, so Joyce's, if you got that special someone in your life that you want to go and, it's that time of the year sometimes for proposals that happen at Christmas time. So if you need a ring or you just want to get a bracelet, Joyce is a good place to go. Marcon Building Supplies, if you're up in the mountains, they got some stuff, you can always get gift certificates for that hard to buy person that's in that construction field or that kind of stuff. And then Napa, all the Napas in Fayette County, there's 6 of them now. If you have that car person, that's a great place. Even gift certificates. Gift certificates are the way to go, I think, if you want to buy local. The food places in the county, we have some amazing restaurants in this county that are selling gift certificates right now. I like to eat. I eat out all the time. So I definitely need to go grab some of those gift cards too.
Yeah, my kid's favorite restaurant is right behind you at DeMarco's, and they go there, and I try to, eat healthy or save a little bit of money and order a salad, and my 9-year-old orders a steak. So maybe a gift card for Preston at DeMarco's would be good. Now, you guys just wrapped up a campaign that you were running online with a couple of Christmas elves named Faye and Eddie, and I believe some of the businesses that you've already mentioned were part of that campaign. Why don't you tell me about that campaign?
So we like to focus this time of year on shopping local. There's the American Express years ago came up with this like a shop local day, and we're a countywide chamber, and we don't want to see our businesses get supported on one day. We actually call it small business season. So we actually start that small business season around Thanksgiving, and we run all through December. And we try to create something fun so that our businesses can participate. And this year we introduced our new Christmas elf, Faye and Eddie. And Faye and Eddie traveled around to a whole list of businesses, visited. We did some videos with Fayette TV. I know we're going to mention that in a couple of minutes, and put those out on social media, just ways that the folks in Fayette County and the surrounding counties can see what our businesses have to offer. It was a fun experience. I have a feeling Faye and Eddie will be coming back next year as well.
Hey, ladies, we have to get one more break in. We'll be right back on Commonalities.
You're listening to Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations. We'll be back after this brief break to recognize our sponsors.
Founded Founded in 1991, Bright Stripe has succeeded on the premises of quality work, done right at an affordable cost. At Bright Stripe, personal service has always been a must. We strive to be the premier asphalt sealing and striping company in the region. Matt George, the owner of Bright Stripe LLC, brings experience from his construction and maintenance company, Mountain Creek Construction and Maintenance. Matt has provided excellent customer service to many happy businesses and homeowners. Bright Stripe is the premier provider of seal coating, or pavement sealing, the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements to provide a layer of protection from the elements, water, oils, and UV damage. They also specialize in driveway and parking lot crack sealing. Crack sealing is the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements. Bright Stripe also abides by all safety laws and standards in line striping and layout. For a no-obligation estimate, contact Bright Stripe at 724-437-6090.
Is your business using analog strategies in a digital marketing world? If so, then contact Matthew or Rebecca Dowling at Coordinated 360 for a professional consultation, where we bring in-depth knowledge and functional expertise with a holistic perspective. Coordinated 360 provides digital marketing, paid ad and media buying services, web design, social media management, video production, and more for businesses, organizations, and political campaigns. With decades of experience, Matt and Becky at Coordinated 360 can help you craft your unique message and share it with the world. For a no-risk media evaluation and recommendations, call 724-320-2212 or visit us online at www.coordinated360.com. Find us also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or email info@coordinated360.com.
When it comes to buying a home, what you see isn't exactly what you get. That's why home buyers should call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108. You'll see colorful flowers, freshly painted walls, granite countertops, gleaming hardwood floors, and other touches. What you can't see is the cracks, ancient plumbing, dangerous wiring, or broken appliances that might be revealed when you hire a home inspector. And when it comes to home inspectors, knowing yours has the qualifications and experience needed should be your number one concern. Dave Dowling with Grandview Inspections is an architectural engineer with over 30 years of commercial construction experience and hundreds of inspections under his belt. A home inspection is an opportunity for you to hire an expert to walk through the home and prepare a report outlining the home's major components, what needs immediate attention, and what will require maintenance after you move in. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so make sure your investment is everything you hoped it to be. Call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108.
Are you enjoying the program you're listening to? Support Commonalities and help keep us on the air by making a donation of $5, $10, or $25, or any amount you feel comfortable sharing online at donate.commonalities.online. Again, that is donate.commonalities.online on the World Wide Web. Buy our host a cup of coffee or help pay for airtime at donate.commonalities.online.
The story of Santa Claus can be traced back hundreds of years to a monk named St. Nicholas. It is believed that Nicholas was born sometime around 280 A.D. in modern-day Turkey. Much admired for his piety and kindness, St. Nicholas became the subject of many legends. It is said that he gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside, helping the poor and sick. The name Santa Claus evolved from Nick's Dutch nickname, Sinterklaas, a shortened form of Sint Nicolaas, Dutch for St. Nicholas. Gift-giving, mainly centered around children, has been an important part of the Christmas celebration since the early 19th century. Stores began to advertise Christmas shopping in 1820, and by the 1840s, newspapers were creating separate sections for holiday advertisements, which often featured images of the newly popular Santa Claus. Perhaps the most iconic department store Santa is Kris Kringle in the 1947 classic Santa Claus movie Miracle on 34th Street. A young Natalie Wood played a little girl who believes Kris Kringle when he says he is the real Santa Claus. The Macy's Santa has appeared at almost every Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade since it began in 1924, and fans of all ages still line up to meet the Macy's Santa in New York City and at stores around the country, where children can take pictures on Santa's lap and tell him what they want for Christmas. In 1822, Clement Clark Moore, a minister, wrote a long Christmas poem for his 3 daughters entitled An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas, more popularly known as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Moore's poem, which he was initially hesitant to publish due to the frivolous nature of its subject, is largely responsible for our modern image of Santa Claus as a right jolly old elf with a portly figure and the supernatural ability to ascend a chimney with a mere nod of his head. Although some of Moore's imagery was probably borrowed from other sources, his poem helped popularize the now familiar image of a Santa Claus who flew from house to house on Christmas Eve in a miniature sleigh led by 8 flying reindeer to leave presents for deserving children.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
In 1881, political cartoonist Thomas Nast drew on Moore's poem to create the first likeness that matches our modern image of Santa Claus. His cartoon, which appeared in Harper's Weekly, depicted Santa as a rotund, cheerful man with a full white beard holding a sack laden with toys for lucky children. It is Nast who gave Santa his bright red suit trimmed with white fur, North Pole workshop, elves, and his wife, Mrs. Claus. In the United States, Santa Claus is often depicted as flying from home to home on Christmas Eve to deliver toys to children. He flies on his magic sleigh led by his reindeer, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and the most famous reindeer of all, Rudolph. Santa enters each home through the chimney, which is why empty Christmas stockings, once empty socks, now often dedicated stockings made for the occasion, are hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there, as Clement Clark Moore wrote in his famous poem. Santa Claus keeps a naughty list and a nice list to determine who deserves gifts on Christmas morning, and parents often invoke these lists as a way to ensure their children are on their best behavior. The lists are immortalized in the 1934 Christmas song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake.
Rudolph was born over 100 years after his 8 flying counterparts. The red-nosed wonder was the creation of Robert L. May, a copywriter at the Montgomery Ward department store. In 1939, May wrote a Christmas-themed story poem to help bring holiday traffic into his store. Using a similar rhyme pattern to Moore's "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," May told the story of Rudolph, a young reindeer who was teased by the other deer because of his large, glowing red nose. But when Christmas Eve turned foggy and Santa worried that he wouldn't be able to deliver gifts that night, the former outcast saved Christmas by leading the sleigh by the light of his red nose. Rudolph's message that, given the opportunity, a liability can be turned into an asset, proved popular. Montgomery Ward sold almost 2.5 million copies of the story in 1939. When it was reissued in 1946, the book sold over 3.5 million copies. Several years later, one of May's friends, Johnny Marks, wrote a short song based on Rudolph's story in 1949. It was recorded by Gene Autry and sold over 2 million copies. Since then, the story has been translated into 25 languages and been made into a television movie narrated by Burl Ives, which has charmed audiences every year since 1964. And that's the history of Santa Claus.
You're listening to Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations.
You're listening to Commonalities on WMBS 590 AM, 101.1 FM. I'm your host, Matt Dowling, alongside the ladies from the Fayette Chamber of Commerce, Muriel, Kathi, and Morgan. Now, before we went to break, we were talking about their Faye and Eddie campaign, where they had a couple elves that were traveling around to some local businesses. If you're still doing your shopping for your significant other or your kids or others, there are local businesses that you could support. I'm good friends with the owners of Christian Clay Winery and Ridge Runner Distillery. And despite the fact that I don't drink anymore, drinks do make a great gift for those hard to purchase for people. Not to mention, every year, my last-minute phone call is to Neubauer's for my grandmother or my mother, and I have them send a table arrangement because I've always forgotten to do that until the very last minute. So I know those are some members of yours that you wouldn't mind supporting as well. So let's talk a little bit about some of the items that, if you were to get a holiday gift, you would be interested in getting. Morgan, how about you?
So at Joyce's Fine Jewelry, I don't wear a lot of jewelry, but my boyfriend, if he would get the hint of 10 years, a size 9 would be great. Over at Jolt Bike, if you have anybody that loves the outdoors, Jolt Bike is a great place. They are out in Waltersburg.
Mm-hmm. They specialize in e-bikes. So, we talk about the connection with tourism in Fayette County, and those e-bikes have become so very popular. Great stop to really, get an idea of how fun an e-bike could be out on our roads and trails. At Reed's Warehouse, really, that's a great last minute thing. I always like the neat appliances here and there, or maybe it's time to get a new fridge or even a stove before you cook that big Christmas dinner. So that's always a great place to stop as well. Our elves were out there and had a nice day roaming around through the different appliances and so on.
And I think that's one of the only places you can buy appliances and firearms. So if someone was to buy me a gift this year, a new shotgun wouldn't be a bad idea. And you could do that there. What are some other gifts? Kathi, how about you? What are you hoping for this Christmas, or what would you encourage someone to buy you if they were looking for a gift?
So one of our brand new members that just joined recently, they were a previous member, and then the owner changed hands, and then they kind of drifted off as a member, and now they're back with new owners. Is Watson Estate, Deer Creek Winery, bed and breakfast. We actually have a ribbon cutting here in about 2 hours. About 2:30 is a ribbon cutting today. We'll be out there cutting a ribbon for the new owners, and they have they're open through 5 days a week. And they have a little restaurant there, cafe, and then obviously the bread and breakfast, but they also have Deer Creek wine. So we'll be out there today. We'll get to see a little bit more of that new place. And I look for them to be a very active member of the chamber here in the next couple of years.
Beautiful facility. And I almost hate that that a bed and breakfast of that caliber is, a couple miles from my house, because I don't know when I'll get to stay there. But I guess maybe staycation may be what we have to do.
Absolutely.
So that could be a romantic Valentine's Day getaway. And
there you go.
And maybe Becky and I could go out there this year. Hey, we'll be right back after these messages.
You're listening to Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations. We'll be back after this brief break to recognize our sponsors.
Founded in 1991, Bright Stripe has succeeded on the premises of quality work, done right at an affordable cost. At Bright Stripe, personal service has always been a must. We strive to be the premier asphalt sealing and striping company in the region. Matt George, the owner of Bright Stripe LLC, brings experience from his construction and maintenance company, Mountain Creek Construction and Maintenance. Matt has provided excellent customer service to many happy businesses and homeowners. Bright Stripe is the premier provider of seal coating, or pavement sealing, the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements to provide a layer of protection from the elements, water, oils, and UV damage. They also specialize in driveway and parking lot crack sealing. Crack sealing is the process of applying a protective coating to asphalt-based pavements. Bright Stripe also abides by all safety laws and standards in line striping and layout. For a no-obligation estimate, contact Bright Stripe at 724-437-6090.
Is your business using analog strategies in a digital marketing world? If so, then contact Matthew or Rebecca Dowling at Coordinated 360 for a professional consultation, where we bring in-depth knowledge and functional expertise with a holistic perspective. Coordinated 360 provides digital marketing, paid ad and media buying services, web design, social media management, video production, and more for businesses, organizations, and political campaigns. With decades of experience, Matt and Becky at Coordinated 360 can help you craft your unique message and share it with the world. For a no-risk media evaluation and recommendations, call 724-320-2212 or visit us online at www.coordinated360.com. Find us also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or email info@coordinated360.com.
When it comes to buying a home, what you see isn't exactly what you get. That's why home buyers should call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108. You'll see colorful flowers, freshly painted walls, granite countertops, gleaming hardwood floors, and other touches. What you can't see is the cracks, ancient plumbing, dangerous wiring, or broken appliances that might be revealed when you hire a home inspector. And when it comes to home inspectors, knowing yours has the qualifications and experience needed should be your number one concern. Dave Dowling with Grandview Inspections is an architectural engineer with over 30 years of commercial construction experience and hundreds of inspections under his belt. A home inspection is an opportunity for you to hire an expert to walk through the home and prepare a report outlining the home's major components, what needs immediate attention, and what will require maintenance after you move in. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so make sure your investment is everything you hoped it to be. Call Dave Dowling at Grandview Inspections at 724-208-4108.
Are you enjoying the program you're listening to? Support Commonalities and help keep us on the air by making a donation of $5, $10, or $25, or any amount you feel comfortable sharing online at donate.commonalities.online. Again, that is donate.commonalities.online on the World Wide Web. Buy our host a cup of coffee or help pay for airtime at donate.commonalities.online.
Once in a manger a long time ago, before there was Santa and reindeer and snow, a star shone down on humble beginnings below of a baby just born who the world would soon know. Never before had there been such a sight. Would the son of a king have to suffer this plight? Aren't there enemies to lead? Aren't there battles to fight? Shouldn't he conquer the world and demand his birthright? No, this frail little infant asleep in the hay would change the whole world with the words he would say. Not about power or demanding his way, but mercy and loving and forgiving God's way. For only through humbleness would the battle be won, as shown by the actions of God's only true Son, who gave up his life for the sins of every one, who saved the whole world when his journey was done. Many years have now passed since that night long ago, And now we have Santa and reindeer and snow. But down in our hearts, the true meaning we know, it is the birth of that child that makes Christmas so.
You're listening to Commonalities, where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations.
You're listening to Commonalities on WMBS 590 AM, 101.1 FM, and every place you download your favorite podcasts. Now, before the break, we were talking about Faye and Eddie, those two elves that have been traveling around to chamber business members' locations, and they've been online on social media. And, in case you didn't catch that, the way it's spelled, it is Faye and Eddie, which makes up Fayette. So more of an encouragement to shop local. I'm here with the ladies from the Fayette Chamber of Commerce, Muriel, Kathi, and Morgan. And we've talked a little bit about some local business opportunities that you could shop at before the holiday season. We talked about how many members the Fayette Chamber of Commerce has. But the programs that they have are extremely numerous and impressive as well. Having been a member of other chambers in other areas, I can definitely attest to that. One of their programs is Fayette TV on Breeze Line Channel 77. And about a decade ago, I had the opportunity to work with Fayette TV, a great program of the Fayette Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if you guys wanted to add anything else about Fayette TV and the opportunities that exist there.
So we've been in a kind of a rebirth of Fayette TV over the past 12 months. We have Rick, he's here full time to bring Fayette TV really to a whole new horizon in providing really quality information, educational information to Fayette County. So we are on Breeze Line, Channel 77, and we also are online with QCall throughout most of the rest of Fayette County and up over the mountain, which is wonderful. The TV station is a great opportunity to highlight things that our schools are doing, things in our community, concerts, work for our veterans, and so on. So great public service output there. And yeah, Matt, does seem like a million years ago when you helped us really form what Fayette TV would be in years to come.
You know, Muriel, I don't mean to call you old, but you and I were very young at one point in time, and it doesn't seem like we are anymore. We've been around for quite some time, but
a few years
great
here
program.
and there. You were in high school, like when we first started to work together. Yep.
Yeah. So I wanted to get back to the Fayette Business Education Partnership because we mentioned that, but we didn't go into depth, and we don't have much time. But Kathi, I wanted to give you the opportunity to plug FBEP, as we abbreviate it. Yeah.
Fayette Business Education Partnership. So real quick synopsis is we bring education, school districts, we bring businesses together along with workforce agencies, and we try to smooth out the connection between the three. We have a meeting that's every other month that we have at Penn State. We have about 60 people that attend this meeting, and it's all the three things that I just mentioned. We do in-school programming. We just had our mechanical design competition that is sponsored by Williams, which is a middle school program for middle school kids. Yeah, they come in, they create a mechanical lifter out of wood and put it together and try to move an object from one place to another. Coming up in the spring, we'll be doing our entrepreneurship program, where we bring together business members who are entrepreneurs, and they talk to high school students about what it's like to become an entrepreneur and how they can do that. We go over business plans and finances and all of that stuff that goes into creating their own business. And then coming up again in the summer, we're doing our youth leadership program, which is for rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors who want to become leaders in this community. We had 15 students in our last year's program, and they were amazing. And we're going to be doing 2 sessions this year, one focused on general leadership and another on healthcare industry. So we're looking forward to getting back into the schools and the programming that the Fayette Business Education Partnerships had over the years and boost it back up again. Got it on the down low with the COVID, but now we're back in the schools. We're back in the groove of the FBEP realm.
And that program is so very important. And if I can just, put a plug in for you for it, for a long time, one of our chief exports of this area has been our youth. And we even saw that Pennsylvania, because of a declining population, lost a congressional seat, so we don't have quite the same representation we had before. But I think with programs like FBEP, we can keep the next generation here for an even longer period of time, because you are working with businesses to learn what skills are needed for these young people, and then helping to train the young people in those skills so that we have a workforce that can meet the demands not only of today, but of tomorrow. So that's my plug for FBEP. Now, before we go, because we are limited on time, I want to get in your contact information. And I don't know if Morgan or Muriel, if you want to give us your contact info. So if someone's interested in learning more about the Fayette Chamber of Commerce, they can do so.
Morgan?
So you can contact the Fayette Chamber of Commerce. Our phone number is 724-437-4571. Our address is 65 West Main Street in downtown Uniontown. We are right across from the First National Bank. And our email address is info, INFO, @FayetteChamber.com.
You can also catch us on social media at Facebook at Fayette Chamber of Commerce, and on YouTube at
Fayette County, PA. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
And TikTok.
It's a great day, Fayette.
I just got on TikTok this week, so I'm new to TikTok. Let's put it this way. I've wasted a lot of time watching TikTok. I've just started posting TikToks.
Oh, gotcha. So it's a great day, Fayette, is our TikTok feed.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for what you do for the business community and therefore also for the larger community as a whole. Any final thoughts before we have to sign off today?
Well, Matt, it is the holiday season, so I guess I would close by saying shop local, support Fayette County, keep the cheer here.
Keep the cheer here. That's fantastic. Hey, you've been listening to Commonalities, and my guests today were Muriel, Kathi, and Morgan from the Fayette Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for inviting us.
This has been Commonalities, a show where guests find common ground through uncommon conversations. Copyright 2022 Coordinated 360. All public rebroadcasts should be done with prior written approval from Matthew Dowling. All requests should be sent to info@coordinated360.com. Thank you for listening to Commonalities.